A few weeks ago, we published our first reveal video of our soon-to-launch Citta Backpack. And the response has been like kind of mind-blowing. It's got almost 25,000 views as of recording and 600 plus comments. So in this video, we're gonna respond to some of the comments. And also there's gonna be a part 2 to this video, which will be an actual AMA. So if there's any questions that we're not answering in this video that you have about the Citta Backpack, let me know in the comments below and we'll respond to them in the next video. And as always, if you want a deeper look at us designing and developing products here at Firo, be sure to sign up to the Firo Insider newsletter, which you can do with the first link below. All right, first up, 18 liters, understandable, but why 25 liter exists if there's a T22? So we got a lot of variations of this question, and there's 2 technically correct answers as to why we're doing 2 similar size bags. First of all, just to offer options. The T22 and the Citta are quite different. One's more minimalist, one's more maximalist. One's more bold with its aesthetic, and one's a little bit more low-key with its aesthetic. But also, like, I'm kind of competitive, and I'm really into this community, and I'm reading all the comments, and I just see an opportunity. I know what's missing on the market, and this is Firo's official submission into the end game bag category, and I want to stir up the pot a little bit and just kind of make something that turns some heads, and I think that this bag is hopefully going to do that. All right, next question. On the second half of the question, they ask, also, what made you name it Citta instead of Levo? As much as it takes DNA from the Levo, that seems to be the more obvious choice, which totally makes sense. For us, our naming conventions are about the use case. So the Levo, actually in Latin, means to lessen. We literally took out everything from that bag to make it as lightweight as possible. But for the Citta, we didn't do that. We kept a feature set that's ideal for everyday use in the city, hence Citta. So the Citta collection is our EDC City series. That's why we have a Citta Sling, Citta Backpack, and soon hopefully we'll have a Citta Messenger, Citta Duffel, Citta Tote Pack, Citta Tote. It goes on and on. So I do understand the confusion there. Hope that clarifies. I really look forward to the day a Firo bag comes out in a sleek fabric with a sheen, like Pioneer Carry or Modern Day Fair. Preach, brother. I mean, those fabrics are so nice. Pioneer uses their custom Mandarin ballistic, and Modern Day Fair is now using the Velocity ballistic. Ugh, those fabrics are so gorgeous. And one day, I hope to offer all Firo bags in all awesome fabrics. We're not there yet. We gotta grow. But I'm with you. If I had like 3 or 4 top fabrics to choose for Firo, that Modern Day Fair one would definitely be up there. Now let's move on to the most common comment that we got. Only 1 water bottle pocket? And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was a really tough decision. We had 2 choices. Choice number 1 was 2 water bottle pockets, and choice number 2 was a water bottle pocket on one side and a quick access pocket on the other side. And I really went back and forth because they both have pros and cons. And I bet that if you surveyed the community, it'd be pretty 50-50. It was so hard. Like, I lost sleep over it for weeks. Like straight up, like, I understand this is a big decision, but I'm confident that we made the right decision for this variation of the bag. Who knows? Maybe in the future, we'll do a version of the Citta Backpack with 2 water bottle pockets. This bag reveal made me rock hard. I want that 25 liter yesterday. Good stuff, brother. That's why we do what we do. Stay hard, bro. Next comment, send to Mexico? Absolutely. Side note, one of my favorite countries in the world. Also side note, making a bag company, probably the least fun, cool, interesting, and sexy part of it is international shipping and just what an absolute clusterfuck it is. I mean, some brands like Tortuga, after being around for 10 years, are like, we don't do that anymore. And they only ship to the US. So we're trying to figure out on our first bags. We've messed up in the past. We're learning on the go. I can confidently say though now, like, our international shipping is really good. So whether you're in Mexico, Japan, or South Africa, we got your guys back now. Thank you so much for your patience with that. It's not fun, but we're getting there. Next up, the 18 liter doesn't look as malleable, almost like a nomadic. The depth looks thick even when it's empty. You're kind of right. And that was a design choice because for me, self-standing is so important on an EDC. So we needed like a base and some depth to be able to actually accommodate that, but it's not a brick. As you can see, it also collapses into itself when need be, right? That's because we implemented a very strategic fold at the bottom of the bag. So you can absolutely flatten it like a pancake if need be. And that fold at the bottom also helps with the self-standing. But yes, having said that, this is not your typical super flat 18 liter backpack. It's a bit more bootylicious. It's got a bit more junk in the trunk. Next up, sorry brother, but that is the worst shade of orange I have ever seen. The color of orange you guys chose looks like my cat barfed after eating some baby food carrots. Tav, this reminds me of you. Guys, fun story. Anytime you show Tav a color, he goes, looks like baby poop.
Okay.
You might want to get your cat checked on, first of all. Second of all, it's very funny. I mean, like, our internal colors, we didn't want to go the neon route. Firo's a lot more low-key, having a more burnt kind of orange, brown, copper, being more subdued on the interior. That's just the Firo way. Next up, full clamshell opening for an 18 liter is still a little confusing for me. I really get this perspective. I hear it a lot, especially on many baggers, that an everyday carry shouldn't be clamshell style. It should be a panel loader opening. And I don't disagree. Actually, EDCs that are designed as panel loaders make total sense because the opening is just easier to get into that main compartment. Clamshell, better for travel. But remember, this is an end game bag. So the goal is to be the last bag you ever need for EDC and for travel. And for that reason, it's gonna make a killer one bag travel pack. So I totally get the perspective, but for me, ticking both of those boxes was more important than having a panel loader. All right, we've gone through a lot of the YouTube comments. You ready for Reddit, Tav?
Hate Reddit.
Pray for me. This is peak boring, and yet probably has everything that everyone wants on a bag. The perfectly executed bag by committee design. Firos are built to be an exit strategy. Wow, there's a lot to unpack with that comment. First of all, that last line, Firos are built to be an exit strategy. I don't know if this guy has like a finance or business podcast, but if so, I would definitely subscribe. People are saying that the bag is very boring. This is 100%, it's by design. Remember, Firos design principles are light, lush, and low key. And that low key is about the user experience, but also what the bag looks like, because you never know where your bag's gonna take you. And I'm just someone who likes to fly under the radar. I'm just more minimalist in that perspective. I just like to be subtle on the outside, but brilliant on the inside. But like that's like what we do with Firo bags, right? Where it's like this really sort of subtle exterior, but then our trippy signature copper interior. So Firo bags being called boring, I'm very cool with that. But the committee design part, I also just want to clarify, like, we did design our first bag, the T22, by a committee. We voted with our incredible community about feature sets and sizes and colors and all these different things. But it should be noted that we have stopped doing the design by committee for all of our new bags. We still build everything in public, step by step, design by design, but all the final decisions are made by me and David and our design team and our development team. So we have to, make the best decisions that we can for the actual brand and the actual business. Next up, Firo bags look interesting. They have great reviews. The only downside is the price. They seem to be priced higher than most competitors. Yep, it's true. And that's mostly attributed to my obsession with the best materials in the world. Like, cause what I'm doing, guys, is like, sorry. I live in these swatch books. I'm always looking for ways to distinguish Firo products and these touch points just to give our users these dopamine rushes. And the best fabrics to do that are by really expensive textile brands. We haven't worked with Challenge Sailcloth yet, hoping to really soon. Navi, they are responsible for most of our fabric, and that's resulted, as you can see in this clip right here, in some bags that are gonna be very well made. Your bag's definitely not gonna break on you. As long as you don't need to return exchange their bags, the purchase process should be smooth. Returns are a huge drag with them. It took a full month from starting the process to finally receiving the refund. I actually personally responded to this comment because they're totally right. We were dropping the ball with our refund and return process. Obviously, the usual excuses, we're a new brand, we're figuring it out on the fly, but that's really no excuse. We should have been better at this. It's something that I can proudly say that we have improved over the past weeks. So apologies to anybody who may have had a subpar refund or return experience. The good news is the money was always refunded. The problem is, like they said, it took a little while. So we've gotten better at that. Apologies again. I like it a lot. The 25 liter one seems to hit many features, but saying that the competition for EDC backpacks that are great at this size is brutal. Preaching to the choir, brother, let me tell you. It's never been a better time to be a bag customer, but it's never been a worse time to be a bag brand, because the competition, you're right, it's getting brutal. Which is why we're trying to do things our own way, offer some unique features and products. I'm reviewing them at Nomads Nation. It's a great time to be a consumer right now. And for the last comment we're gonna answer, it's the #1 question / comment we got after this reveal, which is, what are the dimensions and the weight? Which I can't believe we forgot to do that.
Again.
It's not clickbait, I swear. We're not engage baiting you guys. We're just dumb sometimes. So for the 18-liter version, it's 16 inches tall by 11 inches wide by 7 inches deep. It perfectly fits Ryanair personal item dimensions, which is 40 by 30 by 20. And then the weight for the 18 liter is actually 2.3 pounds, which I will admit is a little bit heavier than we intended for it to be. Usually I like it to be around 1 pound per 10 liters, but to get the right comfort on this bag and to get all the features that were required, there was no way that we can get it below that. But the Firo airframe harness system is so comfortable, in my opinion, it doesn't feel like 2.3 pounds. And then for the 25 liter version of the Citta, the dimensions are 17 by 12 by 8, with a final weight of 2.5 pounds. And this means it'll count as a personal item on a ton of airlines, but also as a carry-on on 100% of airlines. Which now leads me to our next video, the AMA. That was the #1 question that we got, but I want more questions. Anything that you want to know about these bags, let me know in the comments below of this video, and I will personally answer, either myself in the comment or as an AMA, which we're gonna shoot probably next week and get live in a few weeks. Tab, sound good?
Sounds right.
Let me know your questions below. If you want to sign up for the Firo newsletter, remember you always get a deeper look at our design and development process. Thank you for watching. I'm Aaron, this is Firo, and we'll catch you guys next time.